Where's the bang, Preston? Come on.
I can't breathe.
Pub Sports Radio. Come find us in Southtown 101. Subscribe on YouTube and all platforms where podcasts are found.
We are live, baby, live. Pub Sports Radio, NCAA Net Profit. It's Wednesday, February 16th. You know what Wednesday is, Max. Frickin' trash day. I'm ready to take out the frickin' trash from yesterday after just talking in the back. Just Toledo's worst, maybe really half of basketball all year, and that was their lowest scoring output, 59 hurt last night. I went on to a few more. It could have been horrible, Max, because I added Tennessee in the under, and that barely went in. Like, I could have had a really, it could have been a rough one last night. So that sucked there, and that was horrible. So how was your night go? Because mine wasn't that great.
Well, after I was sacked in the nuts by Wyoming, who lost to New Mexico and fucked my parlay up,
yeah,
I had to really contemplate who I was. I was like, I looked in the mirror, I grabbed myself a cupcake, I took a bite out of that cupcake, and I said, go get back on that fucking horse and send Gus a bill for at least $500. So you know what I did, Connor? I went out and I hit a little fucking San Jose State first half money line pregame. And then I hit a little San Jose State first half money line because they made them too big of a dog for too long. And Gus was not very happy about it. I want to punish him some more today. And you're going to help me do it, Connor. So let's get to this fucking card. Let's talk these line movements. Let's shout out the fucking chat because they're up in this motherfucker right now.
Yes.
Let's get to this huge fucking card.
We'll
break down all the games. That's how we do here.
No doubt. Hell yeah. We're going to shout the chat out just in a minute. I'm going to let everyone get settled real quick because I just bonehead because on my other play. It played out how I thought it would go and just tumbled over the Tulane, South Florida. So pretty sickening there. So yeah, that was just kind of how the day went. A little bit shitty, but fuck that. Let's get to today. I want to hear everything from last night to right now. Size and totals, the line movements that caught your eye. Let me know. Break it down for me, my guy.
Yeah, definitely Citadel coming off a monumental win against VMI. That total's gone from 146 to 148. That could be the ultimate trap spot when it comes to a total. When we do look at that St. John's game, we had seen some movement towards the over, which is pretty warranted considering, and we do have to worry about what Xavier's personnel is going to look like tonight, so definitely check up on who's starting before that game starts. We have seen a slight move to the under in the Mercer game, about 2.5 points, from 143 down to 140.5. We have seen some movement when it comes to the Western Carolina total, and surprisingly that's gone the other way. I think that the 140.5 that's right out there right now, or the 140, makes it even more attractive. Western Carolina definitely is a little dipsy-do when it comes to their scoring on the road, but they've been very confident with those sight lines at home. So Nicholas Robinson, if you're out there, please fuck with your eyes open for all the hookers and strippers of all Canada. Okay. Obviously, we do have to talk about the fact that we have a significant line move in the Bonaventure UMass total from 148.5 down to as low as 144.5. And it's a dangerous move taking unders when you're betting a game involving UMass. But St. Bonaventure, they have very much handled this team for a very long time. So interesting move there. Now for a game that I'm going to just briefly tap on, Georgia LSU 142.5 to as high as 146. Very crazy considering LSU's 1-11 in totals in 140 to 149 range. Going down the board, I definitely have to take note of a spot in the A10. We saw Duquesne open up as a 4.5 point favorite, which was very surprising to me. They're down to a 3 right now. Very interesting move there. I think that going down the board, I do look at Drake, who is now a 17-point favorite instead of a 15.5. And we have seen some move towards the under, which is normal. There is a variety of numbers from anywhere from 128 to 126.5. But if you're line shopping and you're a hound, you'll find the best number on this game. Tarleton State and Utah Valley in Stephenville is a game that's gone from 129 to as low as 126.5. That's an interesting one. We have seen Georgetown and Marquette open up at 151.5, and they're as high as 155 right now. So Georgetown, they are leaky like a lady of the night after she's taken a swim with a client. Leaky. I think that when I have to go down the board, I have to stop at St. Louis and LaSalle, where we've seen a bit of a move towards the under from 142.5 to as low as 140. And now we're seeing a little bit of a move towards LaSalle. So I find that very peculiar. Auburn and Vanderbilt, with Auburn at home in this point range, in this situation, we've seen this total go from 140 to 143.5 or 144. So definitely a spot where there could be some Auburn routing, Auburn team total. Who knows? Going down the board, I definitely have to stop at our next game, which is going to be this spot with Grand Canyon and California Baptist. California Baptist and Grand Canyon, this is not a friendly rivalry. These guys already have some serious animosity between these programs. And I do think that with Grand Canyon going from a 4-point favorite down to as low as 2.5, it is very interesting because that's where Grand Canyon's had their biggest struggle. Not at home, not laying big numbers at home. It's on the road in this point range. So very interesting spot. And aside from that, I just want to touch on the Gonzaga game that went from 160 to as high as 164 after these teams put up almost 200 points, if not 200 points last time out.
Excellent work. I love the breakdown of all of those, the movement we have had from last night to tonight. Let's get to your games, Max. Before we do it, let's shout out to the chat before we get rolling here. Okie, Paulie Walnuts, Bill McHugh, John Harmon, AJN, James Little, James Mendoza. Yes, I have that game. We'll go over at St. John's. Mark Stella, Jay Peasy, Preston, my man, how you doing? Brian, Ron Lofton, Lance LaRose, Cab, my guy, how you doing? Real Deal Prime, The Grinder in here. Rodney Barton, Ninja 13, Tori, Coker, what's up? Young Speedy 33, what's up, my guy? All right, Max, let's get to the games here. Let's get to your first one. Utah Valley versus Tarleton. Utah Valley laying the short number 2 here on the road. This total obviously low, 128. What do you like here?
Yeah, listen, I think that with this Tarleton team, they play completely different and more confident basketball in Stevensville. I think that tonight we're going to be able to see a nice dose of Tajay Small, Montre Gibson, and Freddie Hicks to do the damage. Listen, this is a bad matchup scheme-wise for this Tarleton State team against Utah Valley. Ferdal Amick, Tim Fuller, those guys have some very good size, play with their backs towards the basket. And with Fuller, he is always willing to freaking try and cram something down on someone. I do think that with this game, getting Tarleton more rest, that's going to be a big factor for them because they are not a team that plays deep. We've seen them play as much as 6 guys or 5 guys on multiple occasions. And I do think that while this team is very aggressive defensively, they do move their feet and they aren't perpetual reacher inners. So as long as they don't do that and they don't get caught up putting Utah Valley into the bonus early on, I do think that this 3-point defense and this rebounding on the defensive end is good enough to at least help this game stay under. As far as winning the game, I'm not really sure about that because from an offense perspective, they don't thrive on playing games in the mid 60s. I think that the bigger a rock fight that this is, and if Trey Woodbury doesn't freaking come back from injury tonight for Utah Valley, I think Tarleton has a chance, but I think that the better play is just to summon your inner Master Jedi and go with the under.
Yeah, I lean that way. Definitely in that one. Alrighty, let's get to your second one here. Big game for Miami here. Shitty year for Louisville. Miami's laying the 1.5. They've been good on the road, Max, all year long. This total 142.5. They need this win. What about here, Miami, Louisville?
This just seems like the biggest trap on the board.
I know.
Like this seems like such a trap. It's like, why is Miami only a 2-point favorite? That's what I've been thinking about all day. I'm like, why are they only a 2-point favorite? You know, could this be a tale of two halves? Could this be a Miami fucking like domination early on and then Louisville pulls some like miraculous comeback? You know, on paper, they do have the pieces in the backcourt to do so. I just don't think that they will. You know, it's just tough for me to freaking get on Louisville. It's Louisville. They didn't really improve after Chris Mack left. They are shooting a ton of threes right now. So that's really been helping them, but they haven't been getting to the free throw line. If they put Miami on the free throw line, that could be the difference. If Louisville is going to win this game, they're going to win this game because they grind out fucking offensive rebounds. They're going to extend possessions with chasing down loose balls. And most importantly, they're not going to turn the basketball over. From an offensive perspective, I can't have very high expectations for anybody on this team, but there's just something so smelly about this game that
Stank.
like, I have to lean towards Louisville and I have to look towards Miami early on. It's the only thing that makes sense to me.
Yeah, definitely. It just seems Miami can go get this done. But every time I say about Max, this team hasn't much gone on the road and lay points. Even though it's 1.5, you know, all year long, Miami's been going on the road and getting points. Now they got to go in there and win by 2, a bucket. You could just take a money line, obviously, here, but it's not easy. All right, we got to give a shout out to the $10 dono. I'm glad he went 3-0 yesterday from our looks, Max. Paul Taylor, the goddamn sailor. Shout out to my guy. Goddamn. Boop, boop. Boom. Dono.
God damn. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul. Thank you.
No doubt.
Appreciate
And
it.
I love Noli No said, reach your inners. I thought that was pretty funny when you said that yesterday. I forgot to bring that up to you, Max. He's doing a lot of reach your inners.
Yeah. Listen, you know, there's a lot of reaching in, and I think that there has to be a a less than formal version of saying it. So this is what I've chosen. It may not make sense. I may drop it in a couple days.
Doing a lot of reach your inner. Shout out to Matty Ice. Taint play of the day. Seton Hall, UConn over 136.
Okay.
Taint.
All right.
And more taint.
I'm just glad that sentence didn't start and finish a different way, because I would probably have a borderline snappage and tantrum on air. If there's a game that I want UConn to win more than any other game, it is this game. What Seton Hall fucking screwed us over by confusing our guards at the end and causing them to not get up a shot to try and win it was definitely something that's stuck on my mind, Connor.
Okay.
And I want Seton Hall to die.
Oh, shit. Shout out to G Martinez, Mike M. Galactic High. What's up? Lance LaRose, good to see you. Kyle, my man. Kyle, good to see you in here. Nasty Nate, Boston Nick, Two Tanks, Canes Nation, Ron Lofton, all the great guys in here. Jeffrey, what's up? My man, now we're getting rolling, Max. Now we're rolling. All righty. Purdue, Northwestern. Purdue's laying 6. Your Boilermakers. This total's right around 146. What do you like here, Purdue, Northwestern?
Yeah, let me tell you something. Zach Edey, I hope he's throwing some motherfucking elbows right into Pete Nance and Ryan Young's face tonight. I hope that he feeds them some elbows and sacrifices some playing time for Trev Williams to freaking take on those double teams on the low block and bust through them, shoot over them, or get through them to get a freaking tip in on the O glass. I just think that this is a Purdue spot where they get off to such good starts, but can they finish it? Can they finish it? I don't fucking know. So I'm just rolling with my boy Dabby Cab on Purdue first half. He
I like
is
that.
definitely a guy that I can put my trust in, and borderline already has a PhD in fucking with his eyes open. I can't say that about a lot of people. So I'm gonna roll with that. The numbers like it. My betting model loves it, and Purdue better fuck with their eyes open, and Zach Edey better be a big part of it. Throwing elbows or scoring down low. Choose mofo.
I like the first half. Why mess around full game with this 6? If you like Purdue, I think you take them early, like you mentioned. There. Northwestern can score at times, though. A little bit better at home, can surprise you, especially if they're hitting some threes.
Boo booey. Boo booey. He does it up.
Yeah, definitely.
I wouldn't be surprised if he fucking impregnates a woman in every city that he plays in when he becomes a professional. He's a baller.
Alrighty, next one. Georgetown, Marquette. Marquette already beat them down early. This Georgetown, long year here for Georgetown. Sorry to see how bad they are this year. Marquette's laying 13 here, Max. This total's 154.5, but it seems like it can get here because they give up 90 every game, just about. Georgetown, what do you think of this total, 154.5?
Yeah, I like it because I like the offensive form of Marquette right now. I think that when you look at how Tyler Kolek and Justin Lewis are developing and how Daryl Morcell really does a good job leading this team vocally on the court, what do you need? You need a fucking Canadian. Olivier Maxence Prosper. I always butcher his goddamn name. Shout out to all the freaking Quebec ballers. And this guy is a guy that can make a difference. He's long, he's physical. He does a really good job of getting inside and scoring at high percentage looks. He's not going to force it up. He's going to pass it up. And I like that kind of play when it comes to this kid. I think that's important for Marquette to get off to a good offensive start, but we have seen a steady increase in their second half scoring production on the regular. And with this Georgetown defense, especially this Georgetown defense on the road, that's the biggest thing for me. I think that Georgetown's given up a minimum of a 40 bird each half. And if Marquette gets into the 45, 50 point range in one of these halves, I don't see how it doesn't get over as well. I feel dirty taking it, and I can tell Noli's in the chat judging me, calling me an over better somewhere wherever he is, but I'm betting the over in this game. So I'll just have to shower after it either wins or loses.
Yeah, I just think you bet over, you just pass. Here, last game, I think it was 92-54. I don't know. It just got over this total by a couple points, and that's why this number is where it is. So 154.5 there. All right, Max, let's get to your last one. UNLV running Rebs at Fresno here. This line is 6. Low total, of course, 124. What do you like here?
I don't want to be square, but I guess I am because I'm taking Fresno in this spot. I like Fresno because when do they lose? When do they lose ATS as a dog mostly? I don't think that in this situation they've lost a ton of times at this number. And for me, that's what matters the most. I know that they lost as a big double-digit favorite. We don't have to deal with that type of number. We just have to deal with Bryce Hamilton and his Mountain West Player of the Year freaking season that he's having. I think at the end of the day, from a defensive perspective, I don't trust UNLV to be able to score against this team. And I think that's the big issue there. While they did have a little luck last time out against them, they were more successful in the second half than they were in the first. I think that when I look at this Fresno team, it's just always a simple way to play them. You take them obviously on the spread at a number that's under 8 at home, and then you worry about taking that first half under because it's just cashing whenever it's under 64.5. So tonight we have a number that's freaking 59, and whenever I see numbers like this, while it definitely is cringeworthy to take Conor, they do cash. So 59 may be under my 3 points per minute, but I'm still comfortable taking a number like this at 59.
Okay, excellent. Great work, as always, Max. Shout out to the chat. Hit the like button. That's all we ask for here. If you haven't sub. Hit us up on Twitter. We appreciate it.
I'd
Manny
also
Grapes, what's up? Go ahead.
I'd also like something, Conor. I would like you guys to go to your local cupcake store, buy some bougie motherfucking cupcakes, take a picture with them, and then make your bookie cry.
There you go. This man said it. Don't get a normal cupcake. Bougie, as he said. It has to be bougie. Yeah. Okay.
I did film some non-bougie cupcakes at the Metro grocery store today. I almost put the video online, but I was too disgusted with what I filmed. I saw these and I was like, it is filth. Filth.
Great move. I back it up. Wait till you get one of those bougie ones, as you like to say. Fancy around here. All right, Max, great work with your games. Alrighty, let's get to mine, and then we're going to get to the rest. Get on out of here today. Let's get to my first one, Max. The more and more I looked at this all day long and went through it. Georgia, LSU. This thing is 16.5. There's even a few 17s out there. This total's crept up to 146 here. Obviously, Georgia's not very good, but they've played better of late. They've hung in some games. You know, they're losing by 10, 12. And I think they could hang around in this one. So I like the side here a little bit, but I like the total a little bit better to the under here. Max, this thing has moved way up. Every game we were talking in the back, LSU's had in the 140s or higher has gone under this year. They've gone over a lot, though. 5 of the last 6. All those games have been in the 120s, 128, 125, or either 130 versus A&M, TCU, Ole Miss. So LSU wins here. I think it's just kind of get in, get out type game. And I love this under. I'm going to take the under 146. And I think the points as well could be live. I think it's just maybe too many in an SEC game. LSU has been struggling against the number as of late. They have not been great ATS in their last 6-7. So I lean them with the points, but I definitely like the under here. What do you like, Georgia, LSU?
Yeah, I agree with you on both, Conor. I think that it's definitely a number play, and you're right on point where I would be.
Excellent. I like to hear it. I just think it's too many. I think Georgia's played a little bit better. Obviously, they can get blown out. Their defense has been a bit better. It's still not very good, but LSU should lock them down. Ho-hum win here. And that many, God, it's a shitload, but definitely on the other, too many points. It's gone up too much. Let's get to this one. I've just crammed it all day, Max. George Mason, they're laying 2 at St. Joe's. I can't lay the 2 at George Mason here, but I'm taking the over 139.5. I've stared at it all day. These teams just played a while ago. It was 77-71. George Mason, I looked up some of their pace numbers and their offense. It is a bit slower, but as of late, they've been scoring a ton of points, and their defense efficiency has been very bad. I think they've gone over in 5 of 6. One of those ones I was on and over went under with Richmond, the first one. Then they rematched, went over because I went right back to the well. I think it gets over here. St. Joe's has been right in this range of points. They're just an okay team here at home. I think the game's in the 70s. I think it's similar to the first meeting. So I don't know which side you really love here, whether it's George Mason or St. Joe's, but I think we can get over 139.5 here. What do you like here, George Mason, St. Joe's?
Yeah, this was a game where I didn't have any edge. I want to trust that George Mason can pick up their defense and figure out how to get back onto their winning ways, but that's the only way I could look.
I just don't. Are they going to do that? That's the big thing. And I don't trust St. Joe's D too much. So if that happens, it will go under. And this is one I might kick myself later. But I'm on it. Last, this is my lean, and I'm going to keep it as a lean, Max, until we hear. Unless you have news, I mean, for sure, is Paul Alexander going to play here? St. John's Xavier?
I have not heard either way, and that's why I haven't made a move on the game either.
Yeah, so I haven't. I still lean St. John's. This was one of my ones I've been staring at all day as well. I think it's too many points. Xavier's dealing with a few guys they should be in. What is it, Johnson, right? And someone else. They're a little bit hobbled, but
Nate Johnson's a game time decision.
Game time, and I heard he's gonna go kind of, but it's still a game time. So, and this line's already moving in the St. John's a little bit. It's some of them 6.5, so it looks like Alexander may be a go as we're looking right now at the lines. So I lean St. John's a little bit in this one. They've been okay on the road. They've been really bad on the road, Max. So it's just this kind of this shitty game where I could see him lose by a 10 or 11 or lose by 3. So if I had to, I'd lean with the points here with St. John's, especially if he's a go with Posh Alexander. All right, Max, that is it. Those are my games for today. Shout out to the chat. Everyone else, give us the games you want to hear. Put them in the chat. Put the side total. Give me the number. We're going to go through them. And after that, we'll rapid fire the end and we'll be on out of here. But first, let's get a word from our sponsors. If you're in the San Antonio area, go to Southtown 101, best bar in town, period. Get there. Go to mybookie.ag at promo code PubSports. Use the Bitcoin, though, real quick. Transfer it over. They'll match you with 1,000 there. Just have an extra book to get the best line. And go to manscaped.com, 20% off promo code PubSports. Get the Lawnmower 4.0. Get the whole kit and caboodle there. And also go to pubsportsradio.com, 2 for $25. Get your meat seasoned, rubbed with our pub rub, 2 for $25. And while you're there, cop Pub Sports Radio t-shirt to support us. All right, Max, here we go from our guy Paulie Nuts, Peanuts. In the chat here, he's got he wants to know Kennesaw, Florida, Gulf Coast to land 4.5, 5. This total, he wants to know the total though, 146.5.
Yeah, for me, it's real tough to take an over with Kennesaw State right now. Their offensive form hasn't been fantastic. However, with Florida Gulf Coast, we know that Tavion Dunbar, coming off a 38-point game, is going to continue to do what has been working for this team and for this offense, taking the ball himself and going coast to coast 15 times a game. If he is able to do that and beat Kennesaw's defense back in transition, then it could get freaking pretty gruesome. Otherwise, this is a tight game and and the total pretty much has no real value to me. So it's just a tough spot.
Yeah, for me too. How about this one, Max? Seattle versus Rio Grande Valley. High total 153.5. Do you think it gets there here?
I think that with both teams shooting 30% last time that they played, it's hard to imagine that they have another scoring game like this. I was also surprised that the number wasn't much lower on opener. So I think that Seattle comes in and takes care of business because they need this win and they need the style points for their postseason bid. I think that with the Red Hawks, they do have the best 3-point shooter on the floor. They are going to have the best playmaker on the floor. Can they get freaking some scoring from Riley Grigsby inside? I think that they do. And while UT Rio Grande Valley is definitely the second worst team in this conference by my power rankings, I still think that they're competent enough to put up a fight like they did last time. Except this time, Seattle knows what they're getting into, and I think this time they finish the job and beat them by 10 or more.
Okay. Yeah, I think they can take care of them by 10 or more as well. Alrighty. Anything on the Eastern Kentucky game, Max? They're laying 6 here. This total is 144.5. Anything here?
Yeah, listen, with Eastern Kentucky, obviously at home, we've seen some under basketball, especially early on in non-conference, but that stuff's been gone. I think that we're going to see this team continue to push the tempo, press on every possession. And you know what? It works well because you have a lot of roster depth now. Delano Blanton is back. Jansen Williams is back. You have freaking Jamaro Brown being that 6-man off the bench and really giving you that punch in the gut when you get off to a slow offensive start. And with him and Michael Moreno, they have some very good established chemistry with Kurt Lewis. And Kurt Lewis, while he definitely can rebound the basketball, his facilitation skills are much better. And if they're up to me, I would put Cooper Rob's ass on the bench, but I'm not the coach here. I think that he's a turnover machine. He buckles under pressure, and I think that going with a more high tempo, more run and gun offense is what's going to best serve this Eastern Kentucky team because they get to the free throw line. They're just not clean about it. And Cooper Rob, whenever I watch a game or bet on them, usually has an impact. So I think that they get some revenge from the loss against North Alabama last time, and I think that they're going to be able to really name their number. North Alabama is going to have to score to keep up with them, and while this may be a battle for last place in the conference, Connor, I still think that Eastern Kentucky gets some revenge tonight.
I do too. It's not enough to make my card, but I lean with them. I think they score a ton of points. If I had to, I'd lay it. All right, Max. Vandy versus Auburn here. Auburn's been pretty good as a dog all year and on the road. This total 146.5. Is it enough, or what do you like here?
Yeah, Bruce Pearl wants to run up the score on teams. I don't think that this is going to end up well for Vanderbilt tonight. I think that the safest way to play a double-digit favorite at this time of the season, just like Nevada last night, is to play the team total. And playing the team total at 78.5, I think that if you get the juice under 120, it's worth it. Otherwise, I'm just going to pass on the side.
Okay, no doubt. All righty, good one here. Presbyterian, the Blue Hose, SC Upstate. They're laying 1 here. Wants to know about this total, I believe, 137.5. What do you like here?
I have a hard time believing that we're going to get the same type of offensive output we got last time from these two teams. Nobody can miss a shot. I do think that USC Upstate playing 3 very tough competitors in this conference, they're due for a nice little cupcake. And with the way that freshman Jordan Gainey's been playing this season, I do think that he's going to be the one that's capable of providing that cupcake. We did see Floyd Rideau come off the bench a little last time. I'd like to see him a little more. But Dalvin White, it's time for you to freaking have a big game once again. So step the fuck up and get it done. I think USC Upstate freaking dominates this Presbyterian team once again because, Connor, let's remember, when is Presbyterian good? When they're playing rock fight games where Rayshawn Harrison's the only double-digit scorer. I don't think we can count on Winston Hill putting in another 18 points like he did last time out. I think USC Upstate finally gets back in the win column at a short number. It's a bargain in my eyes. The total, I'd have to look towards the under, but I'd rather back USC upstate on the team total with a number under 140 and a coin flip spread.
Okay, excellent breakdown there. All right, Young Speedy wants to know Wofford, Citadel, especially wants to know first half it's 3. Let's just go the full game too as well, Max. They're laying 6. Citadel, this totals like 147, I believe, 147 and a half. What do you like here?
I think that Wofford's offense can score on Citadel. The question is Wofford's defense going to be able to stop them this time around? I think that they're catching them in a really awkward situational spot. When you come off a win like you did against VMI at VMI, with it being probably one of your biggest rivalries in the conference, I do worry about a lackluster performance. We have seen this Wofford team play some under basketball, a lot of under basketball, and this could be one of those situational trap spots. That's why I was saying when this line went up to 148, it has me a little suspicious. On one hand, Citadel does have the system and Hayden Brown that could light this team up. But on the other hand, we've seen Wofford shut teams down that can freaking score against them. Sanford comes to mind. Mercer comes to mind. Freaking Furman comes to mind. So it's a tough spot for me to get involved with.
Okay. Excellent. Let's get to this one. SMU, Temple, Max. Seems pretty easy. Temple's got these guys out. SMU's playing well all year. Can you lay the 4.5 here on the road?
It's definitely possible. SMU was one of the rare teams that was able to follow up a monumental win against a conference foe with another win. Being able to go and demolish ECU the way that they did is because that they have so much talent and balance in that starting lineup. Like, they can go to the bench, but they don't need to go to the bench. They got enough freaking studs that are freaking popping out there. I think obviously when you have a fucking French Canadian, a fellow Canadian of mine, Emmanuel Bendomel, all the maple syrup is flowing, bro. And 23 points from the French Canadian. That kid was fucking with his eyes open. I want SMU to win. I want SMU to smack Temple in the mouth with a 14-inch dildo, but I worry at that number, especially if Damian Dunn and Jeremiah Williams play. Until I see some confirmation of that, I gotta just wait and just let it play out.
Excellent. How about this one? George Washington, Duquesne here, Max. What do you like here? G-Dub, Duquesne, 2.5, 3, total 137.
Yeah, I think that if you're George Washington, you got to be mad tonight. You got to be ready to fucking eat somebody's heart. And I think that with George Washington, they got the perfect heart to try and devour, because Duquesne is weak like a baby lamb right now. They're young. They're going through some freaking roster issues. And George Washington, I'll give them some credit. These guys, they took a beating from freaking Dayton. It's a perfect opportunity to come back on them. When I lined this game, I had this game as George Washington as a 1-point favorite. So I think you can guess the way that I bet this game. The line has moved in my favor, which does worry me. However, I do think that at the end of the day, we see a big performance from Joe Bamseal, and we see a lot of freaking offense from James Bishop, who had just a poor shooting game. I think that a big deal for this team is having Brendan Adams and Ricky Lindo back in the lineup, able to play 20-plus minutes a game. I think that they get back on the horse, and they let Duquesne know that the maple syrup is theirs, and if they touch it, they're going to get bruises.
Back on the horse. Riding high. Here's Mills. Jacksonville State versus Lipscomb. I don't know where he got a 2 from, but it's 4.5 and total 146.
Yeah, I don't have anything good on that game.
Me too. I don't have much either. I haven't been able to trust Lipscomb this year, even as a dog, getting these 4.5. So it's a game I have not touched either in that one. Try to do, if you guys ask questions, just do one game at a time, so it doesn't confuse Max or me, so we're not switching games. How about this one, Max? East Tennessee State, Mercer. This total's come down, you mentioned, down to 140, 140 and a half, some spots. Mercer favored by 3. What do you like here?
Yeah, I think that with ETSU, they can really stop what Mercer wants to do on the offensive side of the basketball. I do worry about ETSU getting that consistent 3-point shooting, but by the numbers, they should be able to get it. At the end of the day, though, Mercer is healthy. They have Kamar Robertson and Neftali Alvarez back in the lineup. Their basketball performances are only going to get better and make their stats obsolete. I think that this is a spot where if you want to back Mercer, you back them first half and you give them a ride there. But if this game isn't a defensive style game, I do think that ETSU probably finds a way to pull it out after 40 minutes, but not after 20.
Yeah, that was an interesting game. I am off it. All right, Max, big one here. Illinois, Rutgers. Illinois favored by 4. This total's moved up a couple points to 135. What do you like here, Illinois, Rutgers?
I think that the thing with Rutgers is they love the dramatics, at home, as a dog. Even though this 4.5 point range has not been good to their backers, it definitely is a spot where I have to think about Rutgers winning this game and covering that spread. I think that Cliff Amore is going to have an enormous task tonight going up against Kofi Coburn, aka Kofi Cockburn. And I think that when we look at how much this guard trio of Plummer, of Curbelo, and of course of what's his name, Trent Frazier, these are the guys that need to provide that freaking that relief on the perimeter. And if they're not providing it, Kofi is in the danger of elbowing somebody,
fouls,
picking up a cheap foul. Exactly, Connor. Like, I just think that at the end of the day, you have to try and do something out of the box to beat this Illinois team. And being at home, having that loud crowd with all those kids wearing headbands, that could be helpful. I think that Rutgers is definitely a spot that could win this game. I'm just worried about how they start because they are not a good starter by the numbers and by the box scores.
Yeah, that's true. Very, very true. All right, Max, the big game here as well. Baylor, Texas Tech. Tech's laying 2 here. This totals 136.5. What do you like in this one?
So obviously the loss of Jonathan Chamwa Chachua is a big loss. I tried. I still butchered it. It's a big loss, Connor.
Effort.
Yeah. They're hoping that Jeremy Sochan can be the replacement and be a better offensive replacement. I don't think defensively, leadership-wise, he's going to be able to call out plays for that defense and put them in the right spot. But that's not what you're going to need from the young man. I think that this is another opportunity for Kendall Brown to have a big game and be a big part of this offense. And whether or not LJ Cryer plays it's not really a factor for me. He hasn't played since January 25th. I don't know why his absence is going to be a make or break thing for this Baylor team. Texas Tech definitely has the momentum. They can play positionless basketball. They can play a really formal style versus this Baylor team. But the key is going to be, do they have McCullough? Do they have Terrence Shannon? Do they have that freaking one-on-one guard play that isn't going to result in a miss or an offensive foul? Because with Adonis Arms and Kevin O'Banner, sometimes that's what the result can be. I think at the end of the day, though, Texas Tech has the talent to beat Baylor. Baylor has to prove it to me on the road that they can go in and score on this Texas Tech defense.
Yeah. You said kind of everything I was going to say in that game, Max.
Sorry.
No, you killed it. I feel the same way when you're talking about McCullough. He's got to be in. I think I lean their way. And I told you how I like Baylor, but they need to get healthy, I think, to make a good run again. So they're a little banged up. They've looked better, obviously, the last couple. So
yeah, I just think that JTT may not freaking hurt their offense, but it hurts their overall scheme and their overall strategy from a defensive aspect.
Definitely. Here's Slaughter with his Texas two-step. Baylor and SMU money line. Plus 210. Taking a shot, he says, unless Max tells me otherwise.
I'm a little
Max.
sketched. I'm a little sketched about Baylor, but I think that as a true Texan, the boss man's gonna have that inside information coming from somewhere. I think that there's probably some Baylor student managers that will be getting in touch with him to give him the lowdown. Hopefully, he passes it along to me.
Chicago State team total over 59 from Andrew here, Max. Do you like that? They're getting a ton of points here to Stephen F. Austin.
I want it, but I
don't know if they can.
I keep on getting smacked on some of these fucking team totals with Chicago State. I think that against Stephen F. Austin, they're going to have chances to run because Stephen F. Austin's going to run it up for their freaking crowd at home. Against Chicago State, once again, they weren't able to eclipse the freaking 60-point plateau. So that's where my freaking my trepidation lies. 3 straight games without being able to hit that number. So I don't have a play for it right now. If anything, I would lean towards taking it because they already know how to get at this Stephen F. Austin team. But let's not forget, against Stephen F. Austin, they needed a 3-point shot and they couldn't get one over 3.5 minutes to get over the team total. So there's a little bit of post-traumatic stress. And if Dr. Mandy was here right now showing me her bosoms while I was doing the show to motivate me, she would tell me, don't bet it. So
straight from Dr. Mandy.
And I'll tell you, she has perfectly placed nipples on those bosoms. And that's key.
You heard it here first. Perfect set of tits from Dr. Mandy. Or is it Nurse Mandy?
No, it's Dr. Mandy because she's actually in med school. So the fact that she still is addicted to the stripper life amazes me, but she's been lucky with COVID, not having to work very much.
Shout out to all strippers all over the world.
Damn straight.
Bob Taylor here. Pitt, UNC, North Carolina's laying 13. He wants to know first half here. Do you have a look? Just go over the full game here, Max. I think the total is 142.
Yeah, I think that with this Pitt game, I think that this is a game where North Carolina has made their bread and butter all year, beating up on teams at home like this. I think that the easiest way to back North Carolina here is to take them if their team total in the first half is under 38.5. And if you can get something in the 36 to 36.5 range, I think that's the best way to play it. I want to rely on North Carolina's offense, not necessarily on North Carolina's defense, because you're not going to have Dawson Garcia at the wing defensive spot. And Brady Manick doesn't have the foot speed to really stay in front of a lot of quick-footed front court players. With Baycott, he's got to score. Baycott has to lead this offense. We've seen glimpses of it. I think tonight this is an opportunity versus Pittsburgh's front court with John Hugley that he can really feast quickness, athleticism, and just straight length dunking on people. I think that North Carolina rolls, so I do like them first half, but I do like their first half team total much better.
There you go. First half team total better. All right, here, Max, from Rodney Barton. This is Winthrop, G Webb, Gardner Webb. It's 3.5 here. This line's 136.5. There's 137s now. It has moved up, which I couldn't believe. I'm on the under here. What do you think? Winthrop, Gardner Webb?
Yeah, it's under pass. With the line, I would have taken Winthrop at 4. Gardner Webb is tough.
Yeah.
This is a 1-2 matchup in the conference. And if you were giving me a 4 with the team that's on a 4-game winning streak and looks to finally have figured it out and turned it around, I would be taking them. But at the number right now, no thanks. I'll join you on the under.
I was thinking the same thing. If I had like 4.5, 5 with Winthrop, but yeah, I can't get there on the side either. All right, let's do one more here, and then we'll go rapid fire, Max, before we get out of here. Let's go to the big team here. Gonzaga, they're laying 30.5, right around there everywhere. This total's 163.5. Team total here, just again with Gonzaga against Pepperdine.
Yeah, my best bet may be a team total for Gonzaga.
Ooh, heard it from this man. Okay, there's a bunch more, so let's rapid fire before we get out of here.
All right. Sorry. Colgate Army. No, I'm not gonna give a play on that game. That is just a tough revenge spot for Army, and Colgate needs to be able to catch and shoot to have a chance to cover that number.
I like Army a little bit. It's just a lean. I wish I was almost getting 10 here, 9.5, 10, but lean Army.
This is definitely a pass. Both teams are terrible as favorites and underdogs on the number. I would lean towards using Campbell on the money line in a parlay, but that's as far as I'm going with that.
Yeah, I'm off here. I don't want Campbell. I can't take Radford. And obviously, there's going to be low scoring here, 122.5.
Yeah, this is a pass for me. Too high profile. Mississippi State needs the win more than Alabama does, but Alabama has been able to take care of business at home more so, especially SEC favorites under 7 points.
I got to stop it right here real quick before I get into Mississippi State, Alabama. We only got 75 likes. Do us a favor. If you haven't hit the like button, that's all I ask in the whole show. Give us a like. We need to get to a hundo. It is Mando. I take the points from Mississippi State. I just don't love it. I just don't love them all the way around. Their defense is all right. They're decent offensively. Just a lean.
Yeah, this is a pass for me. Ugly spot. Could be rigged.
Yeah, pass. I lean over.
This is no value on the spread. I have to bet this game live.
Yeah, I can't take Lafayette. We talk about them. Pass.
Maine versus Hartford. Yeah, I got to figure out what the injury status of Duke and Lahart is before I tell anybody what to do on the Maine spread. But the line's already moved against them, 1.5.
Hartford wins. It's just, do you want to lay this number? Maybe look team total with them.
Well, we got another opportunity for one of the fantastic pubbers in the chat right now to earn a $50 American bill if they come on the show right now with a cold beer, a worn shoe, and the fucking chugging ability of a champion. Fucking send a goddamn message to Big Show. We'll send you the invite, and we'll get you on in the next freaking couple minutes. Show us that you can chug on a fucking Wednesday. Furman, Western Carolina. Sorry.
Just show us you can chug on a freaking Wednesday. Let's go. There you
go. Western Carolina on the spread there.
Pass. Points.
Stony Brook on the spread there.
Pass.
I got to find out the stats of Ryan Davis.
Yeah, that's big here. I lean over, and I need more points to take New Hampshire.
I got to figure out what the status of Colin Smith and freaking and Langley is before I jump on North Carolina A&T.
I like North Carolina A&T at home. Don't like him here. I lean Hampton with getting 5.
Yeah, this is a Holy Cross spot, but coming off that bad American game has me feeling the EBGBs.
I feel you. I can't even take Holy Cross. So, BU or nothing.
Yeah, obviously I'm going to be taking Navy. Fuck American. It's revenge time, baby. It's fucking revenge time.
I think you might be right. I just don't have enough trust in American, Max, even though I'd want to go against you there.
Yeah, I think that UNC Asheville is finally rounding into form. I'm worried about stepping in front of them.
Yeah, me too. Take the over there. It gets over 137.5, 138.
Yeah, this is definitely a spot that has no value. If it was 3.5 for Albany, I'd be looking at it, but not at this number.
Yeah, this was a pass for me.
Jacksonville should win early on. I think first half has been the way that I attack them on the road. I don't know about full game.
I think you might be right, Max, but I still think they win the game and cover that short number. Stetson's been well a little bit lately as a home dog in a few spots, but I think Jacksonville can get it done.
All right. This is definitely a pass. Big number. Would take a free play on the under if someone gave it to me named David Sharp.
Pass. St. Louis wins. Maybe look at their team total. Over.
Yeah, Loyola Chicago seems to be getting into I'm going to fuck everybody in the MVC up. Underdogs have been really good, so I'm willing to take a shot with Valparaiso on the money line first half, but that's as far as I go with this game.
I like Loyola, and they've covered for me in some spots, but I got to pass here on the road.
Yeah, this is definitely a pass. Hard spot to get on either side because there's a good case for both of them at this number.
Yeah, this is ugly. Pass.
Dixie State. They got nothing to play for, everything to spoil.
I agree a little bit. The only thing is they're so bad on the road, but I think you're getting enough points for them to stay in that number. They can make enough shots. Yeah. Plus 16.
There's going to be ladies of the night yelling, more head, more head, more head. It's not going to be because they want to get blowjobs. It's because they're cheering for Morehead State University. Fuck with your eyes open, boys.
They probably do cover. I needed doubles to look at UT Martin. Lean under a little bit.
I hope that there's a fist fight in this game. I want to see blood on the floor and those good-looking freaking court ladies freaking putting that freaking disinfectant and wiping it. Saw some last night. Now I want to see more.
I'm on Cal Baptist here with the 3. I think they could even win outright. The place should be packed tonight. If they can't do it tonight, then they're never going to do it. And under, I think the game stays under. They score more than last time. That was really low. It was like 55-50.
You just better make their fucking free throws. Otherwise, they're going to be slurping something in the back alley, and it's not going to be as Kool-Aid.
Grand Canyon's got to miss their threes. Very streaky team, especially on the road. Not very good.
Boise State, first half over. Boise State, first half over. Woo-hoo!
I'm almost here to take Air Force. Just how the way they play at home. And Boise laying this many on the road. Be careful. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, under.
Yeah, I lean under. Huge number for Drake. It's a pass. I can't even take Evansville at 16.
Surprising over. Two very good defenses will figure out how to score against each other tonight.
Notre Dame wins. I don't know if they cover. That line might be too big.
2 left, but some good ones.
Oh, look who it is. Yeah, all right. I'll fucking say it. I'll start to pump my chest out a little. Bodies, first half, full game, offensive explosion, 80-plus point output. Oshuni is back. He's turned into an offensive force. He wants 20 and 10. Go get some, big man.
He won't. UMass. Take the 11.5. They cover tonight.
You know what? I hope that your Budweiser bottle pops in your fucking hand.
Too many points.
I hope that your beer is flat and tastes like asshole, okay? Forget that shit. Okay,
next.
Sorry, I got myself together again. Oh, this one. Yeah. If I could, I would spit in the face of fucking every Seton Hall coach, trainer, and student manager. I wouldn't spit it in the players' faces because I respect what they do. However, Kevin Willard needs to be able to pick up some technicals tonight. He needs to be ejected. There needs to be a skirmish at halftime, and UConn better be up by 3. UConn, first half, full game. Go, UConn, go!
Yeah, I have to pass here, Max. I think UConn could cover. I think the number's pretty spot on. And what was it? The taint play of the day, the over? right?
Yes, the taint play. Yes, I didn't have to have hate towards the taint. It definitely can be some Scarlett Johansson taint. You know,
Scarlett
I take
Johansson.
I take my team's games very seriously, Connor. I take it right to the heart. You know, right to the heart.
This is true.
I got a coffee crisp, so that's gonna taste good.
Excellent. Great work, Max. Man, let's get some winners. Shout out to the chat. Let's see. We got the hundo? No, we haven't. Holy shit. Offered $50 to come on here and drink a goddamn beer. I hadn't read this shit, and we can't get 8 more likes. Hit the like button for F's sake. Shout out to Preston Burt, Ramos, Tori Koger, Polly Walnuts, Real Deal Prime, Always Grinding, Nathan Cerna, Jacqueline Martin, good to see you. Bananas and Grapes, hell yeah. Joseph, what's up? Jake Burns, Lance LaRose, Slaughter in the house. Shout out to everybody. Give us a like button. Josh Miller, Bob Taylor, all the regulars. Thanks so much for joining us. Boom, we got it. I'm a happy man, Max. Now give a last word to the chat. Give them your bets. I'll give mine and we'll bounce.
Yeah, listen, guys, I think that you guys are fantastic. That's why I wore a collared shirt and actually brushed my hair today before I came on the show. I did that for you. You know, if you're going to have to listen to my fucking terrible sounding voice and then I also have to look at my face, you know, the least I can do is wear a collared shirt and brush my hair. So best bets obviously were rigged last night. Someone paid Wyoming to lose the game and didn't tell us about it. But tonight, I think that I got on the right side of a rigging, and that's going to be Gonzaga taking Pepperdine by the waist, pushing them down, and taking what they want from them, aka their freaking chocha. So I'm going to go with Gonzaga first half team total. While they were able to eclipse the 100-point plateau this time, I only need them to be on pace for about 97, 98 points. If they can get 48, then we'll be in business. Over 47.5, minus 120, Gonzaga first half team total.
There it is. I think they can get there. If they shouldn't, they should. Let's just leave it at that. They will. 47.5. It's rigged. It's rigged.
It's Vladimir Putin fucking with me from Russia.
Very true.
Yeah.
Georgia, LSU. I'm on the under 146. LSU's got too good a defense. It stays under. They win. I'm also not official for the show. I'm going to have a bet also. I'll take the 17 with Georgia as well. George Mason, St. Joe's over 139. And I'm waiting to see on looks like he's a play. I don't know if I'm going to go with St. John's. That was just a lean. So we are out of here, Max. Great work this Wednesday. We got a huge card tomorrow. So we'll be back. Shout out to everyone in the chat. We appreciate you. He's a great Maxwell Smart. I'm Conor Mack. We're out of here, baby. We be pumping! Peace.